Hey everybody, how are you doing? Steve here. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Just talk, not cooking anything. No devotionals. Just what's the latest? Things have been pretty crazy, busy for the last since like March of last year. It's been a pretty super busy year for me, 2024. I've been flying. Things were busy. I found out I was going to be upgrading to captain in May. I started and finished in June. And of course, then I got to get out on the road and doing the flying with the captain. And all the while I'm doing that, I was working with Boeing and so. Usually once a month, I had to give Boeing a trip. I had to go for a week. So being on the road for 2 weeks plus a week with Boeing didn't leave me much time at home. That's been rough this year. Feeling it. Just not enough time with family, and of course Bella's been home. It's been nice because. And I love seeing that Arlene and Bella are so very close, and I hear them laughing all the time and having a good old time. So I'm glad, and my daughter Bella was able to be home with Mama and keep her entertained, and Mama of course keeps her entertained as well. So, what's the latest? What's happened? I found out, I'm sure you've been watching in the news, of course it started with some quality issues with Boeing, and then they had the Alaska Airlines, the door blew off in flight, and some quality control issues, and a lot of stuff going on with Boeing. Trying to get some things together and delayed the deliveries of their airplanes, and it's really interesting in seeing that. And then on the other side, as a pilot, watching hiring slow down at the majors because there's just not enough airplanes. I mean, they just they're not being delivered fast enough, and the airlines are having to hold on to some other planes, older planes, and just has a spiraling effect. Anyway, Boeing. Came down, and they started back in the fall, started telling managers, okay, we're going to have to furlough you. Well, not furlough. Yeah, furlough. So for some of the people for 1 month or 1 week out of the month, they would just have to just not come home or not come to work. They had to stay home and don't answer emails or anything else, and of course they weren't getting paid. And that was when the machinist strike started. So that was like in August, September timeframe, something like that. It was just a snowball for Boeing. So they had that happen. They kind of got through the strike, and those guys went back to work. And then they announced in November, I found out that I was being laid off. So Boeing was by Boeing. So, which not super, not kind of a surprise, not a surprise really. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but I don't really. It was just it's kind of like when a giant bureaucracy does giant bureaucratic things. They just came down and said each department's got to lose 10% or whatever it was. And every department had to go through and had to pick 10% of the workforce and lay them off. I was a part-time guy. There was everybody else was pretty much full-time. Everybody was full-time. Everybody else. I was a part-time guy. I was kind of an easy pickings because I was a part-time guy. So they came down and told me I was done. I had a couple more weeks left. I had a few more projects to finish up and was able to put in some work to finish those up. But that was it. And we had been talking a little bit about it anyway, because it was taking a lot of time, and I was starting to get tired of it. And Arlene, of course, was getting tired of it. I was getting tired of being away, and so we had planned on probably taking another good hard look at doing it anyway, of me just finishing up with Boeing in the spring, because I would go over into 3-year pay with as a captain with ATI. So we'd making plenty of money, and wouldn't need that extra bit. That first year working for ATI was a big pay cut, and having that Boeing work helped. So again, I mean, God just really provided. He just was opportunities came up, and everything else. And even in this, I mean, so I did the traveling with Boeing, but also I had a laptop with me, and I would do computer training reviews while I was on the road with ATI. So when I'm sitting in the hotel or sitting reserve, I was able to do Boeing work there. So I was kind of double dipping while I was, and it kept me from watching Netflix 8 hours a day. So that was good work. And when I was home, I not really doing anything, I could sit and knock out a couple hours of that, and it was great. I did. I worked hard with that and did a lot of good work with that, and that's the feedback I got, so much that when I found out I was getting laid off, I reached out to the people I worked with the computer-based training, and said, "Hey, is there a contractor position or something maybe that I could do this on the side?" And they hooked me up with some people, and I talked with them and gave my resume, and that may be an opportunity that comes up here in a month or two. I'm waiting to hear back from them, so we'll see. We'll see if I even want to do it. I kind of liking the extra time here, and that kind of leads into my next thing about resolutions for this year. I want to take more time and more time with family, invest more. I already have started doing this. Benjamin and I met up in Pittsburgh back in November. Went to see a Steelers game, which was on his list of things to do, and I've never been to a pro football game, and that was really cool to see. And we're both Steelers fans. I hope that didn't cross the line with anybody, but went to a Steelers game, and that was nice. And just looking to travel a little, 4 or 5 day getaways with Arlene, and for this next year, but this as well, and this is a little bit of that outpouring of that. I mean, I've do the devotionals more faithfully, do those, post more videos, cooking videos. I've got some. I got a couple of cookbooks from Christmas. I got one cool one that Nathan gave me on historical recipes. So a lot of ancient recipes that the guy kind of translated and recreated, and those are kind of cool, and a little bit of history lesson, which was, as a history fan and a cook of sorts, that really interests me. So I want to do more of that, and more faithful with the devotions, and because I really enjoy the devotions too, and it really gets me in the Word, and I find something, and God kind of pricks my heart on something, and I really dig in, and what does this mean? What does this look? And always be learning. That's ABL. Always be learning. That's a philosophy of mine. I try to espouse more reading, being healthier, exercising more. As soon as I finish this video, I'm gonna go down and clean the garage, organize the garage. It's pretty clean. It's not dirty, but it's just, there's stuff all over. Just trying to get it organized and some sense made of things. Mostly, the ravishing Mrs. Ritter says, I'm tired of reaching up on the top shelf for the Christmas stuff. I need it where I can get to it. So that's a big one. That's the plan. Things are getting better. I mean, slowly my seniority is improving at ATI, which means better quality of life. Having higher seniority, because you pick trips based on how senior you are, and that's which is kind of new to me. I mean, unions aren't a meritocracy; they're a seniority period, and so the trips you get are based on how long you've been at the company, and then you bid for them. So slowly, as my seniority number rises, as I spend more time with the company, quality of life gets better. You pick better trips where you want them and that type of thing. So, but I don't have any complaints. I'm still loving the flying. I got Christmas off. I got New Year's off. I put in my time with ATI flying. They work with me to get me the time off, and it was amazing. Got to see the granddaughters this Christmas. Got to spend their first Christmas with our first Christmas with them, which was great. And we had a good time, had a great time, and I'm enjoying it. So life's good, chugging along. Everything's going well. Appreciate everybody. Whenever I do post a video, everybody like, hey, it's good to see you again. Hey, it's like an old friend was just coming back. So I hope to do more videos and to talk with you more. So and to answer comments, and I know I've been a little lax on that as well. And I appreciate everybody's always been, oh, we understand if you're busy, whatever you can do. I appreciate that, and that's why I enjoy working with you or talking with y'all so much and getting to know everybody and some of the regulars, and I appreciate you all very much. So anyway, back again, back in the saddle, and getting back making videos. So hope you have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.